Oh, it was in that moment she knew that there was no way this was gonna be pretty. Okay, I would like to apologize in advance for this hair that decided to have a mind of its own the entire time during this video. Okay, say it with me. When I say aloo, you say tikki. Aloo, aloo. When I say aloo, you say tikki. Aloo, aloo. When I say aloo, you say tikki. Aloo, aloo. Okay, let's get this started. Hi ninjas and welcome back to my channel. Today we are making a very yummy snack. It's an Indian snack. There are so many ways you can make it and serve it. It is unbelievable. But this is how I make it. My hair is not hairing today. Like I've tried. Anyway, Aloo Tikki. Now what are Aloo Tikkis? For anyone who doesn't know, they are these little potato cutlets slash patties, and they're so tiny ones. Now you could make them a little bigger or you could make them really small. It really depends on how you're serving it and what you're going to serve it with. I have made them a little small because I like to just dip them into a little chutney, enjoy it with some ketchup. It is yum. But I also love to serve them as little mini burgers. They are a fantastic vegetarian meal slash appetizer slash starter recipe that you can make ahead of time. You can freeze them and then you've got Aloo Tikkis on repeat. Who doesn't love Aloo Tikkis on repeat? By the way, if you don't know, which I'm assuming you don't know, if you know then great. Oh my god, the hair. It looks like it's calmed down. Okay, aloo is potato. Tikki is like little cutlet, you know, sounds very cute, but it's basically potato cutlets. That's what this is. And there are a variety of ways you can make this. It also depends from region to region in India. The way you would have it up north would be different from the way you have it in the west as well as the northeast. It changes, but that's the cuisine in India in general. It changes through every region. Having said that, this recipe I have tweaked over the years. I mean, it's never been the same, and I keep adding and taking things out all the time. But that's how forgiving it is because it's so simple to prepare and put together. And then you can pan fry it, you can shallow fry it, you can deep fry it, you can air fry it, you can bake them. It really is versatile. Obviously, how you cook it changes the texture on how it comes out. So you have to be a little mindful about that when you are making your Aloo Tikkis. Okay, there are a few things you have to keep in mind when you're making this recipe. All your ingredients must be chopped super fine, super duper trooper fine, okay? You could use one of those electric, you know what I mean? Choppers, that's the word. There we go. You need to chop the peanuts, you need to chop the herbs, you need to chop the onions. I've grated my ginger and garlic, but I finely chopped my green chili because when you bite into it, you want to taste the ingredients. You want to get a little bit of the onion, you want to get a crunch of the nuts. You don't want it to be completely powder, but you don't want it to be chunky as well. It all needs to just complement each other and be like, oh hi peanut, oh hi coriander, oh hi mint. You get my point? You got my point. I did not need to do that, but you get where I'm going with this. The second thing is the forming of the patties. Now, when you're forming, you don't want to add too much of flour because you don't want to make them tough. You want them to be soft and pillowy and potato cloud-like goodness, okay? Which means you have to oil your hands a little bit so the mixture doesn't keep sticking. So you roll maybe 4-5 tikkis and you re-oil and then you keep going. A lot of recipes say that you can just dust your hands with flour or use flour, but I feel using too much flour in the mixture makes it too dense and too heavy once it's fried or once it's cooked. It just doesn't seem like the right thing to do, you know? So I always oil my hands when I'm mixturing it. When I'm mixing it into little balls, okay. The third thing is the frying. Now that totally depends. Your cooking depends on the size of the tikki. If you're making really small tikkis, okay, they're gonna cook way faster, right? If you're making them a little larger, obviously they will take a little longer to get completely cooked from the outside. Now, we add shallow frying into the mixture and that changes the cooking time. We add air fryers and that changes the cooking time. We add baking and that changes the cooking time. So, my point being is, head to the blog and read through the cooking time for each method so that you know what to look out for. What am I missing out about these tikkis that I need to tell you now? Boom, psh, the boom, boom, psh. boom. There are a bunch of ways you can customize this recipe. You can stuff them with cheese, which is what I traditionally love to do, and they are so freaking amazing. But what I love to do is when I'm frying them, I like to coat them in sesame seeds or in semolina rava, and that gives it this insane crunch on the outside. I mean, it's amazing. I've yapped a lot, which is nothing new, but let's get to making this recipe. We start off the recipe by prepping all our ingredients beforehand. This really helps to ensure that we work very easily later. All the spices that you will need to make these aloo tikkis are listed here, so make sure you check them out. I have chopped up my peanuts, I have minced my ginger, my garlic, finely chopped my green chili, finely chopped my herbs, and now my potatoes. I have boiled my potatoes with turmeric, salt, and a little bit of sugar until completely softened. We start off by peeling all our potatoes. It's really not complicated, and I wasn't going to sit and show you how to peel potatoes because I'm sure you know how to do that. Make sure you peel all your potatoes really well, and then you want to mash them up. They should be so soft that you can just mash them with your hands. If you feel like you don't want to do that with your hand, use a fork or a masher. Add your finely chopped onion, your ginger, garlic, chili, and mix. Then you want to add your besan, which is also gram flour, your peanuts, and all your spices, and stir together. Because this had chili powder and turmeric, I used a spatula, but you can go ahead and use your hand, no problem. Once it's smoothly combined, you then want to add in your fresh herbs and mix it together. At this stage, hold on. I want to pause here for a second and talk about seasoning. Potatoes need seasoning. You guys, you need to season your potatoes. I'm not shouting, I'm just saying. So at this point in time, you need to check your mixture and you need to see, does it need a bit more salt? Maybe you can add a bit more spice, so go in with more chili powder. Maybe you can't taste the fresh herbs and it needs more fresh herbs. Always taste your mixture before you start forming them into little balls and frying them. After tasting, my mixture needed a bit more salt, so I went ahead and add more to it, which is why tasting is so important. We then get on to rolling. Now, I've oiled my palms and I've floured a plate a little bit. This helps it to ensure it does not stick to your hands when you're rolling it. You need 2 tablespoons worth of the mixture to make one tikki. This is completely up to you depending on how big or small you want to make it. I just eyeballed it. My mom came in and helped me roll the remaining of the mixture because I would have been there for hours. But also, this is such a lovely activity to do with your family or to get your kids involved and to spend some time with them. It was a lot of fun, and she kept on yapping about different things while we were doing it. The best way to test your oil to know if it's hot is to sprinkle a little bit of flour, and it should completely dissolve. We then want to coat each tikki in a little bit of flour before we fry them. It does not take long until it's golden brown, so do not waste too much time leaving it in the oil. Your oil must be hot so that it doesn't soak up the oil, but it just gets really crispy on the outside and super fluffy and tender in the center. Once they're ready, let the excess oil drain on kitchen paper towel. You already know what it is. It's taste test time. I have not tasted this. I made them. I said I'm going to taste it first with you over here. Oh, it smells good. It's a little hot. Whew. Oh, I can taste every component. I'm getting chunks of peanuts here and there. Oh, this is winner. This is a winner. Can you see? You know what? Let's cut into a close-up of this. I mean, it's perfectly golden on the outside. It's soft and fluffy in the center. Well seasoned and spiced. I would say spice is subjective, but this is perfect to me. I'd happily eat this entire plate right now, but let's finish this video. Just to give you another serving option, these are the burgers I'm going to be making from these tikkis. So we've got brioche buns, we've got mint chutney, tamarind chutney, 2 patties, and I've got some save in there. And I'm gonna take a bite because, I mean, it just looks so inviting. Oh, there was no way this was gonna be pretty, okay? But sometimes the not so pretty things in life are the most worthwhile. Oh, spreading truth since 1992. Delicious. If you do make this recipe, please let me know. I would love to see how it turned out. I hope you don't burn it. Don't forget to check out the blog and go through all the details, a bunch of substitutes and customizable options for this recipe. All I can say is, If you like this recipe, you know what to do. Comment, like it, share it, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you already have not done that. Until my next YouTube video, all I can say is ninja out. Yeah, I need to shut that off, so